This is The Healthy Healer, where true voice is your medicine. This is where we help doctors and other healers navigate through the challenging times by learning from the best minds in the healing industry. Laugh, cry, and be surprised. It's entertainment, education, and inspiration so you can continue to be the unique and amazing healer you were destined to be. Welcome to humanity. Welcome to The Healthy Healer with Dr. Fred.
Hi everyone, it's Dr. Fred, and this week we had a great interview with Angela Gentile, and she really reminded me of something that I think I already know and already knew, but it really drove home in my conversation with her. So she lost her father 8 years ago this week, and he died of an aneurysm, a brain aneurysm. And as most of you or many of you might know, I also had an aneurysm this year in which my aorta had dissected and nearly ruptured, and this would have been a deadly occurrence in many cases. I was lucky enough to be brought to the hospital and be healed after a surgery, so that I've been banging around pretty hard since about, 2 weeks after the surgery took place. And I've been getting better and healing each and every day, but I learned, like she did, that life is short. She learned it because her father, who she loved so dearly, left this earth so suddenly, and she began to realize that she was doing a disservice by living a life that was misaligned with who she knew herself to be. She had grown up in this strict childhood, learning how to do what she should and be a good girl, and this no longer fit her and seemed to just explode at the time of his aneurysm exploding. So shortly after that, she began to live a life that was entrepreneurial. She quit her job as a high school teacher and took on things that were much more aligned with what she knew herself to be on the planet. She began to become a life coach. She began to study neurolinguistic programming, becoming certified, and is now a teacher. And she began to stand for people living an epic life, a life that is seeped in joy and seeped in love and seeped in actually doing that which really matters to you. In fact, what she said at the end of the interview when asked what it is that she wanted everyone to know was that you matter. She wanted everyone to know that who you are at your essence is somebody who can make a huge difference in the world, and somebody who really matters. And it's worth taking great care of yourself and making sure that you live this life to the fullest, short or long as it may be, because it can be taken away so suddenly. So whether or not you're going through financial hardship or any kind of community or global crisis, or any kind of personal issue with toxic relationships or breakups, or family issues, or health issues, it is Angela's contention that you can make a difference right now in grabbing the things that matter to you, coming in touch with your own self, and actually stepping into that life as a way of being. So this is Angela's big message, and it's not very far off from the message of Welcome to Humanity and the message of True Voice, and also the message of the Healthy Healer and Healing Me. So I step in now really more certain and amplified and emphasizing the need to live a life that really matters. And in order to do that, you have to be genuine. What does the notion of being genuine even mean? It means digging through all the nonsense that you've acquired over time to do things like you should, to do things like you think you're being asked to do, rather than living a life that you love. You have no business to be living a life that is not consistent with a life that you love. At least that's what Angela brings forth. And it's my contention that it's certainly worth pursuing a life that you love and realizing that nobody can take away from you the freedom to have that pursuit, no matter what kind of crazy stuff is going on in your world and your circumstances. So living that life and living it epically is very important to Angela and became much more important to me on interviewing her again. So this is something I tell people all the time, but then when I look in the mirror, I realize that maybe I'm not doing it as well as I ask others to do. Am I holding myself to the same standard that I hold my patients and my clients and my customers to and my listeners? And this is a really important question. So I ask you the same question. Are you living a life that matters? Are you living a life that shows that you love yourself and you're bringing your very best chance to live in joy and to live in a sense of peace and to live with love in your heart and love for yourself and others? Because if you're not, these are the kind of shifts and changes that are urgent to make and make right now. These are the kinds of things that are worth actually going after. These are the kinds of things that really can help you build your core self and bring that forward to the people who know you, love you, and care about you. So that's what's really important here, is to really step into that and to make that kind of difference. I ask you to actually step in and do that as soon as you can, because that's the kind of person I want you to be, and that's the kind of person I'm standing for you to be. Thank you so much for being here on the short following the Angela Gentile interview earlier this week. Life is short, make it epic. And if you like this, by all means, share it with others, comment and like it. And it'll mean a lot to us, as this is what it takes to bring these kind of interviews to the people who absolutely need to hear them. Thanks for the inspiration. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being my friend. And thanks for being on the Healthy Healer. Bye for now.